What? Oh. Oh, that's disgusting. I'll put your mute. Alright, there we go. Popping cheese, guys. Papa and Johnny again.
Sure.
Talk about spaceman, and then we're gonna go into support system, how they help, and not always there. Talk about Papa's how. I didn't really watch Spaceman. I fell asleep watching it. Kind of the worst about it, but I did kind of brief up on it. But I'd rather start with you guys. Who wants to start? Which one? Talk about what we got.
I'll go. Dude, I like Adam Sandler has some really good performed, movies when it comes to like more of a serious role, but this kind of was just weird for me, man. Like I was so uneasy about Uncut Gems too, but he just killed it, and just like, playing as a jeweler, and the whole gambling thing, like that was so cool. And then also the one movie he did, I think it was called Hustle. That was the basketball one that is on Netflix as well too. Yeah, that one's good. But Spaceman was weird because like I was trying to pay attention to it, and then of course I had like the peanut gallery behind me, my lady, and of course she has like comments to say about it, like how like it was weird and the spider thing, like if you have an arachnophobia, like it is not a movie for you. But she is also a Harry Potter fan, and I think it was the first movie where like all the spiders come out and they're like actually having a conversation with Harry, and on the Sorcerer's Stone, and it's like she's a Harry Potter fan. But I get it because it's only like a glimpse of those spiders, like I remember watching Eight-Legged Freaks as a kid, and like it was, I thought, a cool movie, but it freaked me the fuck out. Like after I got done watching it, like imagine, like I do not like spiders. I just don't. I can watch them on TV, as long as they're not like in my, reach, I'm fine with them. So, it didn't bother me. I just, the storyline was different, I kind of got lost on why the mission was so important, other than he was already near or by Jupiter in the spaceship, and I think just his sense of just feeling lonely and not having anybody to talk to other than somebody like on the other line of like NASA. I want to say NASA, or just some space station that was like in Ukraine or Russia or something.
It was the Czech Republic.
What was it?
It was the Czech Republic. That's
Yeah.
where they were based out in.
Yeah, but is he actually from the Czech Republic or is he American?
I think in this he's Czech Republican, yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't sound like Czech Republican.
Yeah, but like when you flash back to like his like life and shit like that, it's definitely like Czech Republic, like how his father and shit like that and whatnot. That's what
Because he's Jewish?
not Jew.
Oh.
Well, I mean, he is Jewish.
It's Jewish, but
but
it's Jewish in life. I don't think that's why.
Do you think it's funny that like a lot of things, like a lot of movies of Adam Sandler, like goes around like his favorite like football team or basketball team? Like you always see him like in some movies, like he's wearing like a 76ers jersey, or he's wearing like I don't know, I think he likes the Jets. I don't know, but it's just, and then all his I mean, like what was it? Oh my god, where he's gay. Larry, what's that movie?
oh, pronouncing Chuck and Larry with a
Yeah.
that's a good one.
I mean, even that was a Jewish wedding in Vegas. I mean, which is cool. I mean, your beliefs. I mean, he's such a strong actor. I just the movie was my favorite. if I was on ketamine or if I was on any drug, like I don't know if I could actually like watch that movie because it was a trip itself. Like the whole thing, like the whole scene, like the galaxy and the spider thing. Like if honestly, I would flip the fuck out if I was on my Spravato treatment. Like I don't think I could manage. Like I would be in space myself, like tripping on like space spiders or something.
So yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. But my question is, because I watched the whole movie, right, and going through it, like at first I thought that thing was real, the spider thing was real, but then what, like after like fully watching it and then seeing like a certain scene where he gets to like when he opens like his dad's, well, I'm guessing it's his dad's fucking ashes, and a spider comes out, and he's like back in the past as a kid or whatever. I think that thing is imaginary, so I think that was his like his way of coping with being up there alone for so long.
You think that was a replica of like his father or something, or
a replica of something, because it faded. Like I mean, or it could have been real. Like that all could have really happened. He could have actually ran into that thing. It actually came for where it said it did, and it died how it did. It got fucking eaten up by the fucking parasites inside of its body from the inside out and died. But when it had that flashback to where it was like pretty much like caressing him and like cuddling him, which was also kind of fucking weird. Uh, I think it's like his imaginary friend that he like came up with and coped with back in the day, something like that.
I saw, yeah. Also having like are like really depressed and hard time. Life just. I remember back on Earth, got escaped from sitting there up in space, waiting for calls all the time. Besides that, he's also got lack of sleep going on spaceships. I think Spider was definitely part of it because my mind I saw was sleeping in that spider going out his nose, eye, and throat, and
Yeah.
That was like, fuck.
That took me out.
Really, I mean, I guess anybody trying to, we all like having definitely. Not just
For so long.
Shit, dude, I gotta be on my game. I stay up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably make somehow like you other other
Well, yeah, because like the whole entire like the thing is like he's like trying to complete this mission, right? And then like as he's going through with the spider and like having like the spider's trying to get him to like realize something and realize like like he fucked up like his relationship with his wife and like just like and things aren't okay right now, and he needs to look within himself, and that the reason why things aren't okay is because he was too selfish and he like only cared about his feelings or what he wanted to do, and didn't really like think, not like give two shits about her, but like he didn't like like be like, hey, what are you like how is this making you feel, or what's going on or anything like that. He kind of just like, I have to do this is my job, and kind of like she kind of just went along with it for so long to the point where she finally gave up, and then Spider's like, all right, dude, you gotta like he was like trying to make him like realize this shit. Then at one point the Spider even realizes, goes like, he's like, I thought your whole entire like I liked how he kept calling us he was talking about the human race, but he kept calling us like he's like your species or like your tribe or something like that. I thought that was pretty cool. He's like, I thought your tribe was all like this, but it's not everyone's like this. It's just you're the reason why this is all a problem. And so he leaves and he freaks out. He's like, no, come back, like I need someone to talk to and shit like that. So that's what made I started thinking, okay, he had to, like, did he create this being? Because the being comes back and goes, well, I don't want to be alone either, because to tell you the truth, like I'm gonna die soon. So I don't want to be alone when I die, and I want to see this to the end with you. Which I thought was pretty cool. But then, not to like, I know you haven't finished it, but like Johnny, okay, what are your two thoughts on this? Because like, dude just gets sent out into space, and we just see his ship just go, right? Like his thing is just gone, and all of a sudden the fucking Koreans are there, and he's just like, okay, like what?
Dude, I did not understand that at all. Like I was like in a real life situation, like you're gone.
Yeah,
like you're like he literally had like nothing holding on to him. Nothing, no support line or anything. Like I was confused, and then like for me, like I'm sorry, y'all, but if I don't have anything connected to me, like a life support line, and we're in space, I'm just gonna throw you one of these, and be like, hey, I love you, nice knowing you, because I'm not jumping. Like I won't jump in the ocean. You won't see me jumping in fucking space, like it's just I don't know, man. But yeah, it was weird, man, because
threw me off.
Yeah, it's so wild. Like I said, a trippy ass movie, like very trippy. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the imaginary friend he had. It just, I don't know. It was too played out. I don't know.
It was also kind of like too perfect. How like, I don't know if it was perfect or like convenient that like almost every single camera inside of the spaceship was broken. So like even if like, because at one scene he goes like when he first sees the spider thing inside like the fucking bathroom and it's like curled up there, and he goes to Peter. He's like, hey Peter, like fucking like go to the he's like, do you have a camera in the bathroom? And he's like, yeah, why? He's like, I don't care, just tell it, like, do you have a camera in the bathroom? Like pretty much, like, and he's like, yeah, we do, but like that's like one of the ones that are broken. And he's like, well fuck, like, and then all the other cameras are broken, so no one can fucking see that this fucking spider thing is in there with him but him. So like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, just I don't know. The other thing that tripped me out too was like the disinfectant gas or whatever that he like in like when he first saw the spider, like it tripped him out. So like he put him in that chamber or whatever, or closed the door, and then he called back at the fucking public of whatever the fuck he is from and asked them to like run like a sanitary wipe or some shit. And so basically like he had to like repeat the national. No, he had to repeat a fucking commercial. The lines of commercial he was a part of, remember, just to make sure he was like sanely there, and he did it well. And so they released this gas that was like supposed to like disinfect the whole fucking ship or something and kill anything that was like in that chamber. And then as soon as that happened, I realized like, I thought it was real, the spider. And then as soon as that happened, I'm like, this is such an imaginary friend thing. Like he's fucking going loony right now, no connection. I would go loony too. I'm going loony right now and I have nobody in my fucking house, Yeah, it was wild. But honestly, like when it comes to it is like, what would be from 1 to 10, 1 absolutely fucking space shit to 2 absolutely fucking I love spiders awesome. What would you rate that movie? And then why did you rate that movie that way? Like what was like your worst feeling about that movie or your best feeling about that movie?
All right, so I would rate it because I don't like spiders, so I'm definitely not going to go with the spider ones. Is awesome. I'd probably go with like the random space shit because at first, like I thought, like honestly,
wait, you said space shit, so like 1.
Yeah, so like 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Because like whatchamacallit, like so I went into that movie thinking that like I don't know, like I didn't really necessarily think he was gonna like fight this spider thing, but I figured like I thought he was gonna have to like survive with it and like he did. I mean, he does like coexist with it for a little bit, but like I thought it was gonna be different. Like I thought it went into a different path. Like it was, it ended up being a movie about him just like needing to realize like what he did wrong and like rehabilitate himself and shit like that and get back into be like like I just want to go home and shit like that. I thought it was gonna be more of like sci-fi and shit, and it is sci-fi, yeah, but it's not like what I thought it was gonna
I
be.
see what you're saying. I thought it was gonna be more sci-fi too. I don't know. Like I thought it was gonna be way more action. I don't know. I didn't expect the fucking itsy bitsy spider fucking coming down the fucking loony fucking spout. Was gonna show up.
Like there was at one point where like he like I think he's like no, don't go, and he like grabs him and like even before like that interaction happened, like he said like my species doesn't like he's like we don't interact with like other people like that, we don't touch, like so like pretty much said don't touch me, and then like he tried to like not go, and then the fucking spider just like grapples him and like chokes him and shit. I was like, okay, like maybe something's gonna start happening, but like not. But no.
I don't know, Andrew. What would you fucking rate it? I mean, I'd say give you a fucking half a score since you watch half a fucking movie. Let's go like a 2.8. Yeah. Yeah. I would say, if you were by yourself in your home and had nothing better else to do, you scrolled through Netflix like for 2 fucking hours, you gone through all the same categories, you just can't find a fucking movie. Like I would say that's the movie you would want to watch because it's the one movie you just haven't watched yet out of the whole fucking Netflix that you just scrolled through for 2 hours. I'm gonna give it. Oh fuck, Adam, dude. Dude. I just think of performances like Big Daddy and fucking 8 Crazy Nights and Hustle and Uncut Gems, man. Like, I mean, honestly, Pete, like I give fucking Uncut Gems like a solid 7.5, 8. I give Hustle because the motivation behind it a solid 8.4 maybe. But when it comes to this fucking Spaceman, like I'm gonna give it a 3.5, and that's only because Adam Sandler still wore his swag throughout the whole thing. He fucking had his shorts and his basketball shorts and his fucking long socks. Looked like he's worn them for fucking like 30 fucking years. The graphics are actually, the space graphics were actually pretty cool. More of like a hallucinogenic side. If I was on drugs, I think it'd be fucking, pretty cool to see, those graphics. Other than the spider can kiss my ass. It was just overplayed. So yeah, I'd say 3.5. That's what I would give it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just, yeah. I mean, over here, fucking 1% Rotten Tomatoes over here, Johnny. Fuck, man.
No, I mean, like, I thought you were like rating it up. My bad. I'll give it like a 2.
Don't fucking change your answer because I'm stepping in. No, I'm just. Don't do that.
I thought you were like on a scale from like saying like 1 is being like is space type stuff, or like going on to like 2, which is like spider shit. Then I was gonna say, oh, it's more like space type shit because I don't like spider shit.
So like space shit, like number 1 would be like, fuck man, you had to fucking squeeze that turd out, like really bad, right? Like a 3,
like a 2. I definitely
like like once it passed the fucking gates, dude, it was just easy. It was just I'd say a smooth shit all the way through, smooth shit, because it just. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. We need to find different movies, man. Dude, yeah. I mean, I'm down. I mean, like Yeti said earlier in our conversation on the phone, he said that Damsel's getting fucking, shit reviews. But honestly, man, like, I'm still one that's like, hey, if you haven't seen it, don't hate it. You know what I'm saying? That's just my own personal opinion. You know, what's her name? Bobby what? Bobby Millie Bobby, Ricky Bobby. I don't know, whoever the actress is in that. Like, I still remember her as from Stranger Things, like the first season. Millie Bobby. Amelie. Anyways, yeah. So like, it's just being number 11 like fucks with me because she's actually like super attractive. I think like, but it's like it's so weird because I still see fucking psycho number 11 catch a charge in a relationship type of woman in her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking wait till last minute and then fucking fall asleep in it. So
Hey, at least I
yeah.
say watched it.
I saw the one trailer of what's the dragon called in Hobbit? Smog, I think. Anyways, but like the graphics of this one reminds me kind of like the graphics in the Hobbit with the Battle of the Five Armies, I think it's called, and the dragon actually like talks. Like yeah. So you got to watch the trailer again. Maddie is not about it. Maddie is literally scared of fucking everything. Like it doesn't matter. Like I can't play a fucking scary movie. No, don't get me wrong. Like nowadays, like as I'm getting older and I'm battling this fucking anxiety thing, like the last thing I want to do is watch like Sinister or Insidious or some fucking exorcism type of bullshit. And then fall asleep. The one movie I really want to see is Demeter. It's that vampire one. It's a vampire. It's basically it's the untold story I think of Dracula, or Demeter, but it's like there's a vampire stuck on this ship. You got to check it out. And I think it's on HBO Max. I think.
Showtime.
Yes. So I want to watch that, but I can't watch it with Maddie because she won't allow me to.
I want to see
Yeah.
Imaginary
The fuck is imaginary?
out your imagination. Out of the
Oh yeah.
What?
Like, why are they gonna talk about what you
I thought you were gonna talk about that new Disney movie coming out or whatever. What's
this
that?
is a Blumhouse movie.
Yeah.
Friday. And
From
it's about-
A24 shit or what?
It's about your imaginary. I can kill
Give our kids another reason to be scared of shit.
That's so funny because I was actually gonna ask earlier as we were talking about the fucking spider thing, right? But the image in my head was like imaginary friend. Like, did you guys ever have an imaginary friend like growing up? No,
Not that I can
Not
like.
that I can remember.
I can't remember shit. I could say
I have like an imaginary bear, and the little girl looks in the eyes, and the bear, by looking at the eyes, can tell the girl what to do. And the girl's like
Yeah.
the same age as like maybe a little bit older than Riley.
what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
Makes her fucking slam her hands on nails.
Yeah, dude. It's
Fuck that! I'm not watching that movie. You can watch that and fucking give it a review. I'll give you a review right now and haven't even fucking watched it. Fucking space shit. That is not okay. I can't deal with that shit. Like, okay, you know what I can't deal with also in movies is rape scenes. I can't do it. And some people can watch the whole fucking movie, and then I'm thinking like, as I was caught watching that scene too, like because it could have been like most westerns are like pretty dominant in those rape scenes, or like slavery, or I don't know, some sick, twisted fucking like serial killer fucking movie or some shit. Like that shit right there. Like I'm like, what is that person that's sitting next to me thinking like in their fucking head? Like, are they like not even acknowledging that this fucking woman is acting as she's getting raped? Like, I don't know. I don't like that because I don't like abuse towards women, let alone men too, to begin with. But where was I going with that?
Yeah, imaginary.
Imaginary. Fuck that. When it comes to even kids getting hurt, all that shit. I don't know, man.
Summary of
I don't know. You could watch that shit. There's that exorcism movie that just came out not too long ago.
the new exorcism that where like the two girls go into the forest or something, and they get like
Yeah, I will sign out of this fucking podcast so fucking quick. Like, fuck that. Like, that's just
imaginary. When Jessica moves back into her childhood home with her family, her youngest stepdaughter Alice finds a stuffed bear named
stepdaughter.
Chansey. Yeah. As Alice's behavior becomes more and more concerning, Jessica interviews only to realize that the bear is much more than a stuffed toy, and she believes it now.
You're saying that this stepmom had an imaginary friend, and this imaginary friend crossed over to her stepkid?
To her stepkid's toy, to like the doll, like a teddy bear, like this big. And like, yeah. The trailers are. Melly said the trailers like give her nightmares. She's like, she can't even watch the trailer.
Is it something that's going to hit theaters or
It
what?
hit theaters March 8th.
Fuck that, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Why? Why see it in an even bigger screen?
It's
Like,
the same people who wrote Five Nights at Freddy that came out on Peacock.
yeah, Five Nights at Freddy. If kids like that, like my own son, you're fucking psychotic. I don't know what
that
it is,
movie was
but
good. That movie wasn't even scary.
I haven't seen the movie, but when it first came out, I was like, I don't understand this shit. Like my son loves Pennywise, but he's never seen the movie, you know. And as we get into the whole, talking about friends and shit, like who you want to, what kind of friends you want and shit, like if you're gonna walk the walk, you need to talk the talk. Or if you're gonna talk the talk, you need to walk the walk, right? Like if you're gonna think about it, be about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna say you're about something, then fucking do something about it. I don't know, like, yeah. As we get into like
house.
Huh?
Didn't you take your son to a haunted
house?
I
forgot about that, bro. That was so wild. They were so hyped. It was literally, Johnny, this thing was literally a fucking house that does this every fucking year, and they make it into like its own haunted house. And it was good. Like, it wasn't like, I think Andrew and I have done better like in the haunted houses, because the props and everything were great. Yeah, totally. Yeah. But I took my 9-year-old or 8-year-old daughter and my then 6-year-old son through this fucking haunted house, and they were all about it. Like, he was like, yeah, if I see Pennywise, I'm gonna give him a hug. I'm like, okay, bro. We walked not even fucking 10 feet into this fucking thing, dude, and you can literally hear my children from outside on the street. My fiance told me if she was in the car with my 3-year-old daughter, because we weren't gonna bring my 3-year-old daughter into it, bro. It was like you could not turn around and go out the exit or the entrance. Like, you had to actually go through the whole fucking thing. And bro, like, about pissed himself. And I'm just like, I'm there, like, just coddling him, like, through this whole fucking thing, like, I'm not even paying attention to what's going on, but these guys are like, I held him like halfway through it, like the last half, and there was this like one bitch that like started like tapping like on my shoulder, and he freaked out and started like hitting her hand away. And yeah, it was just not okay. Yeah, you can hear my son screaming probably down the fucking block. It was that bad. And my daughter too, my 8-year-old, did not help whatsoever. Did not help, because they're infamous for, like, if one gets scared, or like one doesn't like one thing, like one doesn't like food or something, and they're eating it. Like, if I put my 3 children together in one fucking room and they were eating the same thing, well, if Liam didn't like it, right, then Ari or Riley would follow suit. Same thing with like a haunted house. If you're gonna fucking start freaking out, right? And my son came in there like, I'm a badass intention, and my daughter was like, Dad, I'm in the driveway, I don't know if I can do this. As soon as I brought her in and she started like shaking and like freaking out, but I mean, she was the first one to scream. Then my son followed suit with it too. Like, I think it's just because like the vibe was not checked at the fucking door, like, bro, low key, like low child abuse, like going through that.
Just making them tougher. Making them tougher.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I am.
We'll
yeah.
build a haunted house in front of your house this year and have them act in it so they understand it.
Bro, they scare them fucking selves. I'm telling you.
They look in the mirror. Ah!
Yeah. Well, I think Spaceman's covered. Yeah, we need to get into Ricky Stenicki, I'd say, like this following week. But
I think that gives Johnny time to catch up, and then I can.
Hell yeah. But
clips for that already.
The one thing I wanted to talk about though was kind of like the I know last week we talked about doing like this bravado treatment, and what a ride. And I say and I say this differently. I say ride because one, I fully came in there anxious as fuck. Just was not like, okay, like I'm about to do this, like literally be what's the word, induced. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're about literally a doctor's about to give me ketamine spray like in the fucking nose. I'm like, okay, so first thing I sit down there. I sit in this room first off that vibe check at the door, like it's bright as fuck in this office, right? But then as soon as you get through this door, like your room or whatever, the door to your room, like it's super dark. It's super vibey. There's it has like this soft tone of like white or like yellow, like it was like a lamp that was on in the room, and nice little reclining chair, electric reclining chair. And there's a chair that sits right across from you that the physician, I thought originally was going to be there monitoring me the whole time. No, I think it's different for a lot of clinics. Like some clinics will have a physician stay there like the whole time. And I want to think that's probably because maybe there's like 3 or 4 people like doing it at the same time in like the same room. I don't know. I haven't seen that yet. But in my mind, I was like, okay, like Spravato is going to sit there, monitor me, and see how I go through this trip. No, not at all. So what they do is they sit you down, they give you the spray. You get 1 spray in each nostril, okay? And then you wait 5 minutes to get the next spray. And then as follows suit. So like right now I'm in the 56 milligrams per nostril. I think it is. Milligrams might be the right term. But like the next step would be taking another spray after that. So I'm taking 2 sprays in the nostril. Next thing would be the 3rd spray, and that's the last spray you get. Like they want to work you up to it, I think. But so they administer this. I'm sitting there, and there's a bowl of fucking Lifesavers next to me. I got the tablet where I can choose my music. They want to set you with the music, right? Like they want to get you into that like forestry, holistic type of music, like fucking raindrops hitting the fucking drums or something, like they want you like in that shit. So I'm literally like, I wasn't like, most people use the term lift off, right? I'm sitting there for about 15 minutes and I think I'm having an anxiety attack, because I'm like, am I fucking breathing? Because I don't like, I'm trying to like remember how to breathe, but I'm breathing. Like my body's doing the work for me. My mind is just like, am I supposed to tell my body to breathe? I don't know how to explain it. Like my body was doing the work, but my mind wasn't there. So I was definitely dissociated. I was disconnected. In my view of disconnection was actually like if I disconnected from my body and saw myself sitting in that chair, standing up, like from my like my soul left my body. That's why I thought dissociative was, or disconnected. Like you're having extreme hallucinogenic images or views that you can actually see yourself sitting in the chair, going through this trip, and it's not the same. Like dissociative, I've learned, is to be very spacey. Like you could be driving on the fucking road, like Johnny, you smoked a blunt, right? Like, right, and you just like, shit, I've been driving the last 10 minutes.
Just throwing that out there. I wasn't driving.
Okay, not driving. sorry, but like
either way,
you could.
But you could be sitting in the passenger seat and get total zoned out.
How many times have we taken dabs and like driven our cars? I'm just saying, anytime. Let's just say anytime you've been high, you smoked a dab, you took a blunt, or whatever, you smoked a joint. I don't give a fuck how you smoke it. But then you started driving, and then 10 minutes goes by, and you're just like, holy shit, was I paying attention the whole time I was driving? Like if I actually stayed in between the fucking lines, and it's like, okay, like, you're, I don't know how to explain it, like it's dissociative, like you daydream, right? But you're still, I don't know how to, dude, I can't explain it. Like my daughter will dissociate herself. Like I remember we were in the car the other day and she just like stared into space, and Maddie and I were calling her name. We're like, Riley, and she's like looking into the, the air, and I'm just like, hello, and then she like knocked in, and she's like, oh, hi, and so that's dissociation. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, should I move my arms or move my fucking feet? Like they feel so heavy. Like I was almost like paralyzed. And then this was the first visit. Well, I have my eye mask on, and I have my music going. listen to fucking Raindrops or whatever. There's nothing that's vocal, like no vocal, like not Dancing with the Devil with like a Mortal Technique or fucking, you know, like ICP or fucking, you know, country songs. It's all instrumental. And the whole point of this is like to take you through those stages, to take you through, like, you're not going to get stuck like thinking of one thing like in your head, you know, like this music's supposed to like help you, like you're in an airport and you're on the fucking little walkway thing that, you know, the little escalator
walkways?
What the fuck is it? Yeah, whatever the fuck it is.
Walkways?
Yeah, sure, there you go.
Yeah.
And so that's what initially I think of the music is there for, is to kind of have you like on that belt, like, and it just takes you to your destination. So I did see some visuals, but not strong. Like, it's almost like if you just closed your eyes and, like, you know, like if you're looking out into, like, let's just say the sun's beaming on you, you close your eyes and you still see that light like through your eyelids, right? Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, exactly. I just imagine just like those shapes are just kind of like moving, you know, but then like I'm almost like half dreaming, like half there. And like I saw an image of my grandmother, rest in peace. You know, gave her a hug, and it was cool, like, you know. And then I started getting a little bit emotional because then like my dad kind of appeared, like I thought of my dad, and you know, kind of like I gave him a hug, but there was no like communication or anything. Like I haven't done it. There's nothing vocal going on in my head other than like my thoughts, you know, but nothing like I couldn't like hear her voice or hear his voice. And then a couple other images was like, you know, like simpler times, like when I was a child, like living, or not living, but visiting my dad when he had visitations. And we were like riding the scooters or riding bikes in his front yard or some shit. You know, it was just like nothing. And I love you, Mom, but you know, hey, you know, we got that relationship, whatever you want to call it. I just had really good memories of like my dad and like, you know, like being a kid and like being with my grandparents, like my dad's parents. And I actually started crying because it was just that moment where like I just miss, even before he died, like, you know, a lot changed in my father, and it had to do with, you know, the drugs that he was taking and whatnot. But, you know, like even when he was sober, he was still kind of like a little off, you know, and just goofy, you know. But I just remember, like, you know, just how more focused he was, and just how more, I don't know, like he just wasn't like as weird like when I was a kid. But like, I mean, he was just a non-weird drug addict. I don't know how to explain it. The drugs just got to his brain. But you know, I just miss, you know, like being there at Christmas and like all this other stuff. So it just brought like a lot of like memories. Like it kind of like went through like a dusty file, like in a folder that was like from years ago I haven't seen, you know, and it was soothing. Effects wise, like I think it lasted for about 50 minutes, this trip, whatever you want to call it. I kept the eye mask on the whole time, but there was this button they give you, right? This little button that if something was going wrong, then push the button and they'll come. Dude, we're getting into our 30s, right? And yo, if I gotta fucking pee, dog, I gotta pee. Don't matter how high I am. Don't matter. And I remember just needing to go take a piss, and I pressed the button, right? And 5 minutes goes by. I'm like, good Lord, like, I don't know if I can get up by myself, you know, like, how am I going to be able to fucking do this? And she came finally, the like nurse assistant, whatever. And all she did was just open the door and just like, all right, you can get up, you can go. And so I got up and I was like, whoa, you know, like hit gravity a little bit. Like when I got up from my chair, I felt like my mind was like a foot away from my body. And like my body was still catching up with what I was thinking. I'm like, all right, let's go, old fuck. You know, get up. You got to go take a piss, right? And I'm just trying to, you know, follow suit and just follow my fucking mind to where I need to go. Yeah, so that was trippy. I was able to make it. I aimed precisely. You know, it was fine. Got back, put on my eye mask, listened to my music, and followed with the trip. I felt a little queasy. I don't know, like I felt stomach was a little turned over afterwards. You know, I wasn't like hungover feeling, but it was like, I don't know. I just, when I got home, I just kind of relaxed most of the day. You know, I felt like after like 2-3 hours, like I was okay. Like I need to go do something like around the house. But I'm taking time off of nights, the days that I'm doing this for Bado, because I bartend, right? So I'm like thinking like, yeah, I can make you a margarita, but it's going to be a 5-minute margarita. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I'm just a little behind. Fell asleep great. I didn't really have much dissociation after. Like, I kind of felt like my body kind of came back to normal, and then I had it again 2 days later on a Wednesday, and it was okay. This time, the room that I was in on Wednesday, because they have different rooms, was more brighter. It was facing like towards the what used to be that what was Sun Inn or what's that Tweaker Hotel? It's a bad bringing up, but like it's the one next to next to the graveyard. Also another bad place. In Arroyo Grande next to Walmart. It's that that cheap ass hotel on the hill.
The one that the hand used to work at.
Oh, the Premier Inn.
Yeah, it's not Premier Inn no more. It's not Premier Inn no more.
Like a
it's something
Inn
else.
or something.
No, Aloha Inn's out the freeway.
That's off the freeway.
Yeah, no, but no, wild. So, anyways, so the sun's kind of beaming in the room, and I'm sitting down, and the first time was more put together, like it was more organized, right? I didn't have my fucking bowl of lifesavers they give you. I didn't have a fucking bottle of water they give you. I'm looking for my face mask because I'm already fucking ketamined out, right? Like I get my second fucking spray, and the doc leaves, and I'm like, okay, looking for my face mask. I got my music, but where's my fucking my eye mask? And so I fucking not even fucking 5 minutes into it, I fucking pressed that bell. She's like, yes, and I'm like, hey, can I get a face mask? And she's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, okay. And she didn't pause or anything. She was like, okay, I'm gonna get this motherfucker a face mask. She literally comes with a fucking N92 fucking face mask. And I'm like, no, I need this.
Gotta save you from those particles.
I know. Like, bitch, I'm on ketamine. All right, like I don't need a face mask. And who am I fucking coughing on? Who am I breathing on? In my fucking thoughts, I'm breathing on something. But yeah, no. So she gave me an eye mask, and then no water, right? And what else? I'm listening to my music, but I didn't even use the eye mask. I didn't use it at all. That second trip, like it was almost, I don't know. Like you're supposed, like I think the whole thing is like you want to kind of go into this setting like open about it, but you also want to kind of experience it on like different corners, right? Like in the dark, out of the dark, no eye mask without, with an eye mask, and kind of go into this thing like, sorting your thoughts and shit out. Well, I'm like going through this thing again where I'm like, am I breathing? Right. So I fucking hit the button, right? I'm like, pink, and no fucking response. And they didn't show up at all. We go like 20 minutes go by, ketamine time, right? Because honestly, I felt like when I was on the ketamine, the time went by faster because like I feel like I just checked the time 5 minutes ago, but it actually just like forwarded like 20 fucking minutes, But you really like you're not. I don't know. You're out. That's the part of the dissociation, like. And then I'm like, fuck, I just checked the time 5 minutes ago, but really I checked it 20 minutes ago. It's so weird. And so I'm trying to press this goddamn button. They're not, huh?
Your concept of time went out the door when you're in.
Bro, gone, dude, gone. I was in a fucking time capsule, homie. And I'm pressing this goddamn button and they're not coming to the room. And I'm like, I actually kind of got ticked off because I was like, what if something actually fucking happened? Like, I don't know. I'm still new in this, right? I have anxiety of fucking dying, right? I have anxiety of dying for those that are watching because I've lost a lot of people in the last 2 years. I lost 2 of my grandparents. I lost my dad. Lost friends. And it's so much. And so you start getting to your thoughts about like, okay, like when is my day checking out? And do I have everything ready? So I'm over here like, what if I had a fucking heart attack or something? Or what if, I had a stroke or some shit? Because this is something completely foreign in my fucking body right now. And so I ring the fucking bell one more time. I'm like, I gotta take a piss. Mind you, the first room I was in was right across from the bathroom. Okay. The other room that I'm in is down the fucking hall, right from the bathroom. So I fucking excused myself and I fucking got to the bathroom by myself on fucking ketamine. Cause I'm like, I'm not waiting. Like, I'm not going to piss myself. All right. Or next time you need to fucking tell me to bring fucking Depends and fucking shit myself, if I have to, but it's like, dude, you know, so, and this is not to discourage anybody about not taking this Spravato or taking this Spravato. It was just like, what happened is they had 2 PAs, I think it's PAs, they weren't there. They called in sick. And so they had like an MA, something different. But it was like the front desk lady, but like an extra one on staff because there was 2 regular front staff desk ladies or whatever, like in the front. This one was just here to help with like, you know, making sure the Spravato patients were okay. I get it. She couldn't catch up. You know, she had a lot of things going on at once, but I would rather, you know, the doctors tell me like, hey, you know, like we don't have enough staff to cover you today. Like, how about you, we reschedule you? Like, I'd rather do that because I want to go through a good trip and not worry about, you know, what's going to happen or some shit. It's just small shit, man. Especially as I'm in a time of healing. But besides that, I'd say I noticed a little difference, but nothing like would make me stop taking. I take this medication called Boost Bar. It just takes the edge. You know, it kind of just helps, you know, like not overthinking about like thoughts. You know, it's not lorazepam, it's not Klonopin, it's not Xanax. I don't like that type of shit. More or less, you know, would I really like to be on Spravato because it's, you know, mind altering type of shit, but I'm on it to better myself. So I'm open about taking Spravato. But I do notice I'm not overthinking a lot of things. Other than the last 3 days have been kind of challenging because again, this is all, you know, on the record, you know, mental health, you know, things I'm going through right now. But there was a young woman that passed away 2 weeks ago, and I was bartending on Friday, and this group of people came in. I'm fucking slammed, dude. I mean, they just had a funeral that day, and it was about a 38-year-old woman that had a mass heart attack. A mass heart attack at fucking 38 years old. And I'm like, I am 31. You know, so you see where my thoughts going with this, yeah. Right? I'm already going through seeing heart doctors. I'm just trying to check all the boxes off. So at first I was like, oh no, I have something going on in me physically, right? It's not mentally, it's physically. Realizing as we're checking the boxes off, right? It's becoming more mentally, you know, because the things that I've gone through, you know, the trauma that I went through the last couple of years have really just, you know, triggered these anxiety and panic attacks to really just, you know, rise. So just when I heard that, I was like, fuck, man, like all the shit I've done, you know, I'm like, you know, partying and shit, like back in 2011, 2012, you know how many years I fucking took off my life, I'm sure, you know, that's that shit that like, it adds up, you know, and then I'm also bartending, right? Mind you, I don't drink. At least I don't drink like I used to. Like we're about to go have like a little bit of wine later or whatever, but I don't drink cocktails. I don't drink 4 or 5 cocktails a night like I used to anymore. You know, and I'm watching all these people as I'm serving drinks, and this woman was supposedly like healthy from what I'm knowing, right? And then they start going into the whole thing about like, well, maybe she was vaccinated, you know, or, you know, and I'm like, well, I'm fucking vaccinated, you know, and I'm like, you know, I'm losing my fucking mind now because everyone's gossiping or talking about this thing, you know, and it's like, okay, like, then I had to step back and realize what my cardiologist said was like, look, like, you know, I have a couple of leaky heart valves. And I'm like, oh shit, like I started like actually having a panic attack in the office. And he's like, no, look, like if something actually was wrong, right, with those leaky heart valves, it would have already fucking happened. Like it would have already happened, like done. Okay, like you couldn't be going to the gym like I did today for fucking 20 minutes on the bike without being fucking gassed out for the mitral valve issue I have, you know? So, but the anxiety is still there, guys. Like it's there. It's not gone. It's supposed to, like anxiety, if for those that are watching, like it's not, anxiety is great. Anxiety is good for you, but it's how many times your flight or fight response like kicks up, right? Like flight or fight is our natural way of fucking living. Like back in the day of fucking Neanderthals and fucking, you know, dinosaurs and shit, or cavemen, whatever. Like, you know, like we were on the fucking food chain back then, right? So you got a fucking saber-toothed tiger chasing after your ass. Fuck yeah, you're gonna have some fucking anxiety, right? Nowadays, anxiety is like, fuck, you know, you got into a fucking car accident, or, you know, I get anxiety fucking passing semis. That's a big ass saber-toothed fucking tiger I'm passing by. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know, but like, I'm like, I have a flight or fight response like every fucking day. I'm fine. I am safe, you know? But the other thing is like, you know, is just making sure everything's up to date, or everything that I'm doing is for my family. Everything I have is covered. Like if I go, like, yeah, it's going to suck for them, but they're covered. You know, like they still have a means of support, you know, whether it's a fucking IRA or a fucking bank account with loaded of fucking cash or all this shit. Like I have so many things. That's why I'm spread so fucking thin, and I do it myself. You know, why I have so much fucking jobs. You know, why I'm working 2 businesses, why I'm working a fucking bar gig. I just fucking confirmed like a fucking idiot to another bar that I was working at, Liquid Gravity, that, hey, I'm going to be available on fucking, after Evan leaves, after he just relieved me from my Wednesday night shifts on bingo, right? Hey, I can take those back, you know, when he leaves. It's like, that's so dumb of me, you know, and I don't catch myself until like right now, or like, you know, where I'm having moments to myself where I have my days off and stuff where I can reflect on things that I did. But yeah, I spread myself so fucking thin where it's like then I'm exhausted. And thinking of exhaustion, you know, like the other thing we found out was fucking sleep apnea. Like I was diagnosed with fucking sleep apnea. And that could be a big thing to this whole mental health thing. You know, like I could have had sleep apnea the last 5 years, right? And it probably is affecting me now because of all the other shit that's going on in my life, right? Where I wake up super fucking exhausted. I wake up spacey, you know, I wake up with nocturnal panic attacks because my brain, again, is in a flight or fight response mode, right? Where because I'm not breathing in my sleep, right? I'm gasping for air, trying to find out how to live again, kind of thing, you know? And that's the whole thing with sleep apnea. So I'm constantly in a flight or fight mode, and it's getting out of that. And that's what also this Spravato is supposed to help, is just changing the mindset around to where like, you're safe, you're okay, you're not dying. And the other thing now is also addressing the sleep apnea thing with my ear, nose, and throat doctor or otologist or something like that. And hopefully, like, this is kind of like what is the key to stopping all this. Like, I'm sick and tired of feeling the way I do. Now, I'm a hyperactive type of person, you know, so, you know, it goes to show like Johnny, you could be a hyperactive person and have full blown out fucking depression, and I don't see that, right? And that's why it's so important for people that are listening, that it's so important to address those with your friends, you know, because you might have depression, but you're hyperactive. You might not be able to show it.
A lot of people who are hyperactive and have depression are bipolar, and the depression is an offset of the bipolarness.
You're saying that being hyperactive is a part of
being hyperactive is also part of your bipolarness, and then the depression is another offset of the bipolarness. So like, because you are bipolar, you go into mania, and then once your mania is over, you go into a depression streak because you don't have that high band. What mania brings people, what is that hormone that makes you feel happy? Like serotonin. Mania is a lot of serotonin in your body, a lot at one time. It makes you really want to do a lot of things. You trying to do a bunch of things, and then once all that sets down, you get into this depressive state.
Yeah.
I have family members who are diagnosed with bipolar. There's 2 stages. There's stage 1, which they're in mania, fight all the time, and their mood's changing constantly. And then there's bipolar 2, where they have mania here and there or whatever, and then they fight, and then they once it settles down, it could be for like a week they have it, and then next 2-3 weeks they're in a depressive mood because of it.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of different mental health things that could be piling up to cause things. It's crazy.
Now, you would have asked my psychiatrist, because I had a different psychiatrist. Mm-hmm. You would have asked that person 5-6 years ago when I started first going on my mental health journey or whatever. And that person would have told you that I was bipolar or bipolar depression or have depression, whatever the fuck it is. Now, you talk to my current psychiatrist and my therapist together. They said I'm not. I don't seem depressed. I don't have bipolar depression. That's for sure, is what they said. But in a sense, like I still feel some. I'm just always anxious all the time because I'm sick and tired of fucking feeling anxious. You know, and it's like, you know, so I'm not on any SSRIs or anything. You know, I don't need to go to that extent, but. Even the Spravato is supposed to kind of like demeanor those, you know, like if I did have depression or if I did have like suicide ideology or something, like it's supposed to help with that, you know. But again, guys, remember with the Spravato thing though, is that Spravato is Spravato, but you still have to do the core exercises. You still have to do the core, you know, move I'm thinking of personal training right now, but you have to do you have to still do the work and put in the work to make your brain healthier, to make your brain stronger, to make yourself, the coping methods, you still need to do the coping method. And Spravato is, I think Spravato is like we were talking about, like a timeline earlier, like a time ship, right? Or spaceship, whatever the fuck. That it's only supposed to help you bring to that destination faster, right? But just because it drops you off at that stop, right? At that bus stop, let's call it a bus stop. Well, how are you going to get to your final destination? If you're only halfway through your fucking journey, right? Whereas if I didn't do Spravato and I was just still doing the psychiatry and the therapist, like, yeah, I'm going to get to my destination, but it's going to take 100 stops before you, like, if Spravato took like 50 stops, right? Like, yeah, it's essential. Having a counselor, having a therapist, having a psychiatrist, a therapist is for sure essential. Like, get a therapist first and see if the psychiatry is even necessary. The psychiatry is essential for those that the therapist recommends that they should get a psychiatrist, because psychiatrists and therapists are two completely fucking people. Therapist is there to help you with the coping methods. The psychiatry obviously is there to talk over, your problems and stuff, but that's not what they're there for. They're there to, adjust medication, add medication, or tell you don't need medication. That's what's great about my therapist or my psychiatrist, that she's not here to put me on a bunch of medication, or she would have already done that, like my psychiatrist, 5 years ago, There's this thing, as I'm cutting into time, called a gene test. It's called a gene test. If you have a psychiatrist, and it's important that you do this, ask them for a gene test. Because a gene test is it's a swab of the mouth, and they take it in, they send it into labs, and they send it back. And it tells them what medication works for you and what doesn't. It's a gene test. It literally, it's like what is moderate to severe dangerous for you, what is okay on the clasp, and what is very safe for you. Or I think it's a subject of like what isn't going to work for you, but isn't dangerous or not safe, but it's important, because when we went back to this last year, because I took a gene test 5-6 years ago with my psychiatrist then, and they never gave me the results. Dude, all the medication other than like 2 were actually not safe for me. Like, not safe. So before you start that medication, ladies and gents, do that gene test and make sure that shit is safe for you, because it could just completely change your whole brain function, just anything, like just how, your chemical imbalances, like, but yeah, other than that, Spravato's going good for the most part. I go again tomorrow. I'm still at the 56. I think by Wednesday or after Wednesday, like next week, maybe I'll probably do the stronger dose. As of right now, like before this podcast, or even kind of like 5 minutes into the podcast, I felt a little dissociated. I felt like my anxiety is there, right? But without the racing heart rate, right? But it's physically there, right? And I even WebMD this shit. I gotta stop fucking doing that, dude. I gotta stop WebMDing shit, dude, because I am not a fucking Google Doc. All right, I'm not. I can't do it. And I'm fucking horrible at it, dude. Dude. Okay, so I'm like, man, like, what's causing my neck pain and my shoulder pain right now? They're like, aneurysm, stroke, heart attack, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, damn. So I'm like, that's fuck that, dude. Anxiety, bro, dude. Dude, if anxiety was a superpower, bro, get the fuck off me, dude.
Like, I kind of wanted to circle back to your first treatment real quick and kind of ask, like, when you said you like hugged your dad and your grandma and stuff, did you talk to your therapist or whatever about that, and did they tell you that was like anything of like you coming at ease of what's happened with the trauma in the last couple of years and stuff like that, and kind of
repeat, who did I talk to?
Did you talk to any of your therapist or your psychiatrist or anything like that about what happened, and did they kind of anything like that?
Like I told my lady, and you know what's crazy is, like, I'm on Spravato, right? And while I'm on Spravato, I'm actually able to journal. I don't have my journal on me, but I'll share it next week's podcast. I'm super open about it, but like I'm actually like mid journaling, like while I'm fucking tripping, like, and I'm like, fuck, can I write? And I'm fucking writing, bro. It's fucking wild, It's like it's so crazy. But I haven't talked my therapist did check on me. He called me Friday and was trying to set up a time, because I've had to rearrange my therapist visits on Mondays at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, because I had to be a Spravato at 10 on Monday. So now I'm doing it. But next time I actually see him to talk about all this shit will be on Tuesday at 10. So I I don't know. I didn't mention it. I mentioned it to like, one of the other bartenders. I mentioned to you, Andrew. I mentioned to my soon to be wife. So like, and it was like, of course my fiance is like, oh, like super like, gushy about it, but she lost her mom too years ago. So we share, a pretty similar, just I think we're so much more in love with each other and attracted to each other just because we've been through a lot of similar shit, but yeah, I haven't really talked about anything about it to anybody yet. So, and I'm hoping to, like as we go through further into this journey, like maybe just kind of creates like a bigger story, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's cool. Like to think of things that went on in my life that, happened so long ago. And like, it's like almost like I lost those files. Like it went through the archive,
Yeah.
But anyways,
to me, it seems like those are like moments of you feeling like, okay, I have this. I'm gonna make it further.
right.
It situation was really rough. I mean, I was with you through all those moments the last couple of years through all this, man, and
I appreciate it.
it was so hard. I mean, as a friend, being in the back, trying to help you, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those were some tough times that you went through and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, man. And that's another topic we're supposed to top into today, but we don't have to, but just a little, I don't know if you want to put a little, a little ingredients, in the bowl and then finish the cake, next Sunday. That's one good point you made, Yeti, because you're like definitely like, you're definitely like when, I wouldn't top Johnny, there's no offense. I wouldn't like grade people like we just graded space shit to fucking, whatever on Friends or anything. But, Andrew was there, from the beginning, and when, and I don't, anybody like Johnny, like I know you said your condolences and stuff like that, and that's nothing against you because that's so fucking awesome of you to even think about me. There was just, Andrew just, I don't know how to explain it without sounding like I'm offending anybody. Because there are friends out there that, have been good friends to me. And then there are those friends that have completely fucking, and part of the topic is just, abandon, all morals and all compasses and, just kind of gave up on me as a friend. To other people in this group too. But Andrew was there for me since day one, helping me out. He would drive to Orchid, help me move shit around. He helped me with some internet stuff. He helped me with some, home theater stuff that was here, things that my dad would have never been able to fucking plug into if he was still alive. And a lot of like, good advice on like what to get rid of, because I mean, guys, I went through 16 10 by 20 fucking storage units of fucking bullshit, and it's like that, without the advice from my friends and advice from close friends, like family and stuff, I still would probably be lost in those fucking storage units and all the fucking shit that was unloaded into the fucking house. So props to Yeti or / Andrew for that, because and props to the homies, like in our game group and stuff, like Johnny, Kat, Aaron, all them, like you guys were so supportive, and just to be able to have someone to talk to was awesome. Andrew just kind of like stepped up as like a brother, like just kind of stepped up as, this guy, it doesn't make anybody different from the other group or anything, because I still have mad love for everybody. But it really like kind of like set the bar to like who my homies are and who my friends are, because, getting into this, Andrew has given me enough criticism to fucking put down like a fucking army of fucking horses, and that's what a good friend would do. A good friend would give you that constructive criticism, like he'd get on my ass about not posting something about my business on fucking Facebook, like where are your posts, and that's a genuine fucking friend. Just like Johnny's a genuine ass friend too, it's in Kat and all them, but being said, Andrew, I would want to put him like on a pedestal and just like, like have everyone like be friends with Andrew because he's such a great friend, and yeah, no, 100%. I mean, you're still gay, but it's just whatever, bro. Yeah. That's why everybody loves Andrew.
I like our little group we have. I mean, we all, our
100%.
whole group of friends that we have and the people that we surround ourselves around now is all about trying to keep each other uplifted, and we want to see the best for each other, and that's
totally.
That's what every friend should do. We should always be pushing each other to be the best person we can be.
Yeah,
and that's what I love about our little friend circle.
Having just, you could have 10 fucking friends that have good construction criticism, like they can agree with you and disagree with you. Like, you know, you're not like, yeah, friends have fights, friends argue, you know, but it's those that are, you know, let's just, for example, like, you know, people had a lot of criticism or a lot of, you know, opinions on Maddie and I being in a relationship because I, you know, am a divorced man. Let's just say, I'm gonna target this on her side, you know, because, you know, there were people that were telling us how we need to live our life and how we needed to, you know, be as a person when they were cheating on their significant other, or they were going out to the bar every fucking night, or they were doing extracurricular things that they weren't supposed to be doing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say I haven't been a part of any extracurricular bullshit, right? But I will say that those friends are not fucking good for you if they're going to judge and opinionate you. If they're if they're pointing a finger at you, you have 3 fucking fingers pointing back, right? Like, why? Who are you to tell me and my fiance that, you know, we're not good together, you know? And it almost just like grew us stronger together, you know, because I am not also a significant other that will tell you who you can and cannot hang out with. That is your shit. Okay. It is fuck around and find out mindset for me. Like, if you want to be with that type of person, right, just don't bring it home. You know, I don't care. Just don't bring it home. You know, same, you know, like we're still weeding out through like a couple people that have kind of trickled out into our lives, you know, or, you know, my fiance's life or whatever, or my life, whatever. You know, like I had a friend who I thought was my best friend who fucking stole a fucking gun from me. And guess what? Now he fucking works with me at the same fucking bar. You know, I don't have anxiety. Not at all. You know, it's like, you know, again, good friends are those that are going to stick around through your hard times. Hard times, though, are not you fucking partying your fucking asses off and, you know, having fucking, you know, marital issues with thinking you're fucking Dr. Phil and discussing other people's marital fucking issues, right? You're going to have people, you know, that are just going to agree with you on everything, right? Like, you could have fucking killed somebody, right? And you're like, oh man, that's crazy. Like, are you okay? No, tell me I'm fucking wrong for doing it. You know, like that's the thing, you know, like I'm not here to, you know, have you be a narc on me, you know, because, you know, I tell my kids, you know, snitches get dishes, you know, but for me, it's like, okay, like, tell me I'm fucking wrong when I'm wrong, right? Yeah. Like, at least have the balls to tell me that, and then we can agree to disagree, you know, but it's those people that are going to hold you accountable, that are loyal, that are, you know, they don't depend on you, you know, for anything and everything. Like, how many friends I gave fucking jobs to, right? And then fucked me over after, you know, like, it's that shit right there. Like, I don't mind helping a homie out, get him off his feet. You could be on your fucking back, crying, going through something, and I'm going to be there for you. But it's going to come with some criticism, right? And you might not like it. I can seem like an asshole, but I'm not an asshole, you know, because I've been through it, you know, same with Andrew, same with Johnny, you know, like, those are good homies to have because, you know, they'll share constructive criticism. And if you guys aren't yet, do it, you know, just as much, you know, as, you know, that just goes for anybody listening to this. We lost a ton of fucking friends between the fucking 3 of us. It seems like really, like, a lot, you know, and not to put fucking names, no names, but fuck you, right? For thinking that you're better than us, or that we're dog shits or space shits, because, you know, literally you're going through anything and everything that we went through in the past, but you're still here holding your fucking head up high and judging us. Like, fuck that. Like, you're not going to do that to us. How many people told us that, you know, how many people told me I was in the wrong? Actually, no. This might be a call out, but if I'm going to fucking tell you that I'm going to do something, like, if I'm ready to fucking move on with my fucking life and divorce somebody that fucking screwed me over, and you're going to be like, yeah, man, we're here for you. It's okay. Yeah. Well, you know, we'll get through this. And then just fucking hang out with her after this all happened, take her to the fucking bars for her birthday when you're my homie and all this other shit. Like, fuck that. I don't care how anybody fucking thinks about that, but fuck you. Honestly, I don't care. I hope you're hearing this, because honestly, I had one other person that did that, but they came back and apologized, and we're homies. Like, I love that boy, you know, but, you know, there was some stuff, you know, there's still some stuff that needs to kind of cure, you know, there still needs some healing, You know,
Big time.
but I love that homie. I'd be there in a fucking heartbeat for that guy, you know, no matter what, you know. But you got to kind of see it play both ways. It takes two to tango. The other fucking homie, dude, fuck you, man. Fuck you and the fucking horse you fucking rode in on, because, you know, after all the fucking things that all of us, right,
Balls
have
on
been
ship.
through together and have seen your bullshit and have gone through shit with you and have helped you out with that shit. Fuck that. Like, you're gonna fucking stick around, you know? I mean, and you're gonna go fucking take my wife out to the fucking bars with your fucking lady and shit. Fuck that, man. I ain't fucking about that, dog. And there's a fucking call out. I ain't gonna say fucking names, but you know what? Like,
You know who you
I
are.
really, you know, I'd really like to, you know, just hear your version out on what fucking happened, because you never came to me or talked to me or anything after that fucking birthday party. You never came. And there it is. Like, honestly, like, hey, I had mad love for you, man, but like, dude, like, how could you not come to your fucking boy who's going through shit? You know, yeah, I lost my wife. I divorced her for a good fucking reason. She lied to me about my daughter not being biologically mine after fucking 6 years, bro. Right? And you're at my daughter's 7th birthday party, right? And I'm telling you about this shit, and you're gonna fucking say, yeah, here, I'm here with you. I'm here to ride with you, dog. And then you just don't fucking do it, dude. Like, where were you checking in on me when my fucking dad died and shit? Or my grandparents? You know, these homies that are here on this podcast were there, not you. So, you know what, whatever. You know, go be hypocritical somewhere else, because I ain't gonna fucking deal with it no more. You know, and that was initially it. But that's the ingredients in the bowl. And I'm sure we have friends that are similar.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have friends that have done this type of harm to our lives, you know, where it's kind of just desert you because, you know, you're kind of, you know, you're not that important to them anymore. You know, it's like, no, you don't need that shit, guys. You don't need those type of friends. You need people that are going to hold you accountable, pick you up, treat you with respect. You know, that's so fucking important, man. And of course they can have their own fucking lives too. Okay. Just because I have kids doesn't mean I don't have a fucking heart. Doesn't mean I can't hang out with you. You know, it's just like, you know, hey, like, let's go get a fucking beer. Let's go fucking have a barbecue. You know, let's go fucking play some games on fucking Discord and all that shit. You know, like, you know, we're still in touch. We're still talking to each other. You know, I don't know.
Every day, man.
I mean, I fucking hated all of you guys coming to my fucking Super Bowl party because that fucking sucked.
So,
but that was just
so we're all coming over in July to go watch Mike Tyson, right?
Bro, I'm so down, dude. I'm so down. I saw the Sean O'Malley and Cheeto Vera fight yesterday too. Spicy. That fight was good. And fucking Dustin Poirier fucking put the brakes off that motherfucker.
Dude laid out flat.
Oh, fucking buckled, man. And then Sean O'Malley, dude,
nice.
He's a fucking legend, man. I don't care what anybody says. Like, Cheeto Vera, that was a good fucking fight. I don't care. Cheeto got his fucking break speed off him, but the fact that he took that knee to the dome and you heard it, it was like, whoa,
it was hard.
Heard that shit. That was gnarly. So awesome for Cheeto to fucking stick out that fucking fight, man. That was fucking crazy.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Going,
anybody?
right?
Yeah. Anybody else got anything to talk about? You guys good? You guys can catch back up on next Sunday.
New season of Fortnite we're all playing. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. I still haven't played that yet, but I'm excited to play that with you guys later.
I can't wait to play that later. Hopefully you get on tonight.
Fuck yeah.
So let's end this here. And next week we'll come back on and we'll talk about some Ricky's and talk about just friends and just how to build a better bondship, I guess, and try to support each other. You know, we're all going to the top. That's what we're trying to do.
Let's do it.
We're gonna do.